Bond. James Bond. I had to say it. Okay, guys, so here we go. This discussion, obviously, and I'm festive for it as usual, is about James Bond, Sean Connery himself. So, I mean, of course, there's James Bond, but we're going to be talking about Sean Connery, the man himself, who just recently passed away at the age of 91. I was very saddened to hear that. He lived a pretty full life, and he is the original James Bond and tough guy. And representing James Bond, young, older Sean Connery shirt. As you guys can see, date right there. Perfect. The Aston Martin. Cool stuff. Representing with my James Bond hat. I'm very saddened to hear that, but I'm glad he got to live, like a full life, and he got to really enjoy his life and retire when he wanted to and all that good stuff like that. He was a huge hero and inspiration for me. I loved him from more than Bond. I loved him in the movie Outland. Of course, I loved him as Henry Jones Sr., known as Indiana Jones' father. I did like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Many of his films, I mean, I'm just touching the iceberg. He's done so many things I can't even get in everything. The Rock, he's done a lot of things, and he's really changed the curve for people. And if all goes as planned, I'm transferring over a video to kind of explain the story of what I'm going to be talking about. Sean Connery, James Bond versus the mob. So let's get into this, guys. So here's what happened. So Sean Connery was working on a movie with Lana Turner. You have to forgive me, I can't remember the name right now. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, guys. Another Time, Another Place. I don't know why I kept slipping my mind. I'm tired, guys. Another Time, Another Place is the name of the movie. I'm sorry if I made you guys wait. I wanted to at least make sure that I got that right for you guys. So Another Time, Another Place. And it came out in 1958. Okay, it was before Sean Connery even did everything that we know him to do, when he was still relatively unknown. Lana Turner was a huge star. People loved her, liked her, wanted to be her, all that good stuff like that. They put her and Sean Connery together in this movie, and it's a little bit of a romance movie. And the media was hyping up, could there be romance between Sean Connery and Lana Turner? So Lana Turner was in an abusive relationship with her husband, Johnny Stompanato. Let me take that back. I can't remember if it was her husband or her boyfriend. I believe she may have been married to him. Yes, I think she was. So Johnny Stompanato was this Italian mobster guy. And what ended up happening was he got jealous that there could be a romance there, even though there was no proof. Seriously, guys, they were just taping a movie. Nothing like that was even going on. And this guy was in the States, and he flew all the way out to England. I believe they were taping at Pinewood Studios in England. And he shows up, and he pulls a 45 on Lana Turner and Sean Connery and threatens to kill the both of them over his rage of jealousy. And he was a very abusive man. He beat Lana Turner daily. I'm surprised that she didn't die sooner from him because he was so physically abusive with her. Um, so anyway, Sean Connery, who was a bodybuilder, a real life tough guy, a real life Scotsman, man, no joke. This guy is as real can get. So what ended up happening was Sean Connery looked at this dude, knocked the gun out of his hand, and gave this guy like a right hook. Knocked him on his butt. And let him know that he's not to be messed with. And don't come down here waving guns in my face and think that I'm going to freeze and I'm going to do what you want. He's like, I'm going to fight you every time. So when that happened, he said, oh, shoot. So word got out through the mob that he got beat up because I said, well, what happened? You know, he got beat up by an actor. And they said, oh, and they pointed and laughed at him. Well, what ended up happening after that was he ended up getting into it with Lana Turner once the movie was over. And he tried to beat her to death one night. And Lana Turner's 14-year-old daughter grabbed a knife and defended her mom. And she ended up stabbing him like 4, 5, 6 times. And he ended up dying. So they took it to trial. But prior to that, the mob had found out that he had gotten killed, and they thought Sean Connery had snuck in the house and finished the job or something like that. So they put out a hit on Sean Connery. And this is interesting because then his career, he did well, but he would have done even better had he not been hiding from the mob. So he had to take jobs, acting jobs and different things that he didn't think were going to be in a dangerous situation where these guys could show up and, you know, kill him or something like that, or try to kill him. So he was hiding from the mob and doing projects here and there. And that's what ended up happening to him. And it's a pretty interesting story, what happened. And I mean, it put Sean Connery in a whole new light. I mean, he's, you know, when you talk about tough guys, and he was the real deal tough guy, man. He didn't take any stuff from anybody, and he could handle his own. You know, Sean Connery was with it. You know, so let's give a shout for our good friend Sean Connery, man, because he really is. He shows us the example of standing up for yourself and for others, and that's what's important. If that's not James Bond enough, I don't know what is. That's some James Bond real life stuff. So Johnny Stompanato, on the trial, they said that they acquitted the daughter, and so she ended up going free. They later on found out that Sean Connery was not the guy that killed her, that the daughter, you know, defended her mom, and they ended up taking the hit off of him eventually. But it was given by Mickey Cohen, a very dangerous guy. And he was trying to get a hold of Sean Connery. You know, they were really upset with him over the death of Johnny Stompanato. But he ended up getting cleared from it, and in some ways, he kind of earned the respect of the mob because, you know, he was that presence, that strong kind of person. You know, he was that strong male. He had that. And so they had to respect that. You know, they had to respect it because that guy stood up to him and you know, knocked the gun out of his hand and fought that guy, you know, and was delivering a message like, don't come over here starting stuff you can't finish and making problems, because there's nothing like that going on. Me and Lana are very professional. We're going to keep it professional. We're going to do our movie. We're going to get paid, and we're going to go on, shake hands, high five, give each other a hug, whatever, and then go on to our next projects, and that's what we're going to do. But some people just cannot contain themselves or contain their anger or their issues or their problems. So, yeah, that's my talk about Sean Connery versus the mob. I'm going to try to download and switch over this video to kind of give you guys the video to look at, and then you guys can come check this out and get my review of what I think. So yeah, that's gonna be it for us. But I know what you guys are thinking, Drew. Why are video shows short? Well, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning over here, and I've been not feeling good, and Valentine's Day and a lot of things going on. So I wanted to at least get the video out there. Unfortunately, I don't want to stay on too long because I don't want to pass out and start not making sense and mumbling, and you guys would be like, "What's wrong with him? Why is he doing that?" So between now and the weekend, I have a very special story. It is Drew's skeletons in his closet dark side story kind of thing. I mean, I'm not making this up. It's going to be really deep. And then I'll have another video where it's not so deep in that way, where it's a little bit more fun, so we even it out. But that's going to be coming pretty soon. Like I said, between tomorrow, which is now today because it's 4 o'clock in the morning here, and I'll have it up and I'll have it running. And I promise it will be worth the wait. Okay, guys, check it out. OG Silverback figures coming. There's going to be all sorts of cool things going on this year that I'm putting together and working with people with. So, D's for Danger. Stay awesome. Please like, subscribe. I got a Patreon. Just got rolling. I got to tweak it just a little bit, and I'll be ready to go. Should be ready to go tonight, I think. So, yeah. Let me know how you guys are doing, how I can help, how I can reach out, and how I can be there for you guys. All right, guys. Again, D's for Danger. Be awesome.